What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. We're going to be playing Cronos the New Dawn with the RTX 5070 Ti, the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D. We've got 32 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance DDR5 6000 mega transfers per second memory with timings of CL28. And the motherboard is an MSI MPG X870E Carbon Wi-Fi. I just updated the BIOS on that motherboard. The NVIDIA driver is updated on the video card, and we are on the latest Windows update of 24H2. I know 25H1 or H2 is coming out here pretty soon, but I haven't seen any available updates so far, so easy day. We got a dedicated recording machine that has a RTX 5070, a Ryzen 7 9700X. The motherboard is an MSI MEG X870E Godlike. We've got 64 gigabytes of Corsair Dominator Platinum DDR5 5600 mega transfers per second memory, and the capture card is an Elgato 4KX. That's right. It's a USB one. Easy day, and everything's updated over there on that rig as well. All right, we're gonna be playing this at 4K on the LG C1 OLED. And I tried playing this with the 9070 XT, and AMD got to get some drivers out here to get that updated because the game keeps crashing with the 9070 XT. So it may work for you, I'm not sure, but I tried it with my 9070 XT and the game continuously crashed. And that's what the latest driver update of 25.8.1. AMD probably needs to release a driver. All right. And this game is really dark, so make sure you adjust all of your HDR if you're going to use HDR. Get that adjusted. And Game Tech, I think it's right. Game Tech Reviews or Gaming Tech Reviews did a real good video about setting the HDR. So check him out over there. But you still may have to adjust it to your liking. So I've rambled on long enough. Let's get into this. All right, YouTube, before I move on with just my settings here, you can get into this and go with a custom preset to do your settings here. All you got to do is go all the way over here to custom. I just kept it simple and just went with the high preset. But you can go over here to custom and then adjust your anti-aliasing, shadow quality, texture quality, shaders quality, effects quality, lens flare, SSAO, SSR, SSS quality, image sharpening, and then down here you got resolution scalability. And with that changes the resolution scale in game. This setting doesn't affect the resolution elements. Menus, HUD, notes, inventory. Lowering this setting can improve performance at the cost of image clarity. So you can go in here and adjust that, but I kept it simple and just went with the high preset or the quality preset on high. So easy day. So let's move on. There will be editing for time purposes as well. All right, so we're playing this on the LG C1 OLED like I talked about, full screen at 4K with HDR on, and this is my HDR calibration settings. I went in again, checked out Gaming Tech Reviews, but this is where I got mine set at for the LG C1. Easy day. All right, take a screenshot of that, and if that helps you, again, easy day. All right, so Panini, that's for ultra wide stuff. Ray tracing is on, no FPS limit. VSync is off, no frame gen. Super sampling, we're using DLSS, set to balanced with a quality preset. Motion blur is for cutscenes only, and we got chromatic aberration on, and that's all you got. You don't have much more than that. Easy day. All right, we're gonna do a new game, and there will be editing to take some of this stuff out. There is no difficulty settings, so easy day. We could skip this part.
Listen to the will of those who will not speak.
And again, there will be editing. All right, YouTube, we're gonna pull up MSI Afterburner here. Gonna reset it. All right. We still sort of a little cutscene right here. There we go. Let's reset it once again. All right. So you can see right now we're getting 48 frames per second with a low of 47, an average of 48, a max of 48, using 16% of the 9800X3D at 51C and 50 watts. Getting full GPU utilization with 57C and 199 watts, using 9.5 gigabytes of VRAM and 15 gigabytes of system memory. Frame time graph doesn't look too bad, and the milliseconds of response time is about where it's supposed to be for the frame rate. Got 2.7 gigahertz on the GPU and 5.2 gigahertz, on the CPU. All right. Charge shot. There we go. Into another cutscene. And you can definitely adjust this if you want to get closer to the, or above 60 frames per second. But this game is hard to run. And just another reminder, get your HDR settings right if you're going to play this in HDR.
Initiating the travel log.
Because it is a dark game.
Triangulating the fallen predecessor's last known location.
And the frame rate definitely going to see, we're at 68 frames per second right now. Going to reset it once again out of this cutscene. All right, here we go. And there will be editing. That's right, we're going to go this way. Not bad performance here. It did take me a while to actually get the game set to where I could see good enough to play the game, though. But it's definitely giving you Dead Space vibes. Even some of the mechanics are the same. Anything over here? You've got a stomp and a punch, and that are similar to what's in Dead Space. All right, 55 for the low. 55 right now we're getting, 64 for the average, 72 for the max. Frame time graph don't look too bad. Haven't noticed any stutters yet.
Proceeding inside.
Respect the toilet paper rations. Be sure to stack up your pantry when possible. Easy day. All right, we got a low of 47 now that we're inside. But we're getting 52 frames per second. Not bad performance for the 5070 Ti. See, you got stomp with the RT, and you got a punch similar to what's in Dead Space. So easy day. Oh, we're down to 37 there, though. Back up to 49. Oh, that was a third one to that. Okay. All right. I think it's something over here. And I think that was it. You need that key that I just picked up to go through this other door, though. Craft. I got 2 of those, so I'm gonna craft some ammo. All right. Now we're back up to 53, though. We had that low of 35, though. I don't think any more resources in here. Even with HDR, it's still pretty dark here. Even with, well, not HDR, with my settings. All right, getting 55 frames per second, still getting full GPU utilization. Oh man, our VRAM usage went up to 12.8 gigs there, using 80%. All right. I don't think it was no more resources over there. At least we got a flashlight, huh? Epidemic, huh?
A generator. It is lacking 2 fuses.
Right, there's one over here. And you got a save point. Not here, but
Passage to Sector D31.
you got to go find the other one.
The perimeter seems safe. The port in this safe house is now active, using the fuses from another device upstairs. There was an emitter relic left in the base. By the will of the collective, I claimed it to aid the vocation. To my successors, if you need any more resources, you can use the surplus. The code is 367. Moving out to C31. Such is our calling.
Found a travel log. It was left here by the predecessor. He went off to C31, proceeding with the search. Location dock found. Saving collected data.
All right. All right, nothing changed much. VRAM usage went up 1% there. Easy dating, but no big difference there. Now that's one thing you couldn't do in Dead Space, huh? Right. Not too bad. I haven't noticed hardly any stuttering. Some more resources over here. that was about it. Here's the fuse. All right, here we go. Got a scumbag finna come through this door. God, dog it. Bye-bye, buddy. Meet your maker. Oh, we got back up! God, dog it.
Orphan encountered. It's down. Shell compromised.
Sure he don't get back up. These mannequins giving you Silent Hill vibes. Silent Hill 2. Here's one of those resources he was talking about. I think that's it. Oh, we got some stuff over here. All right, still got a low of 35 there. Average 54, max 73, easy day. Haven't noticed hardly any stuttering. And this is the last fuse. Nice. All right, YouTube. Pretty good performance here out of the 5070 Ti. Ain't having too many issues at all. You know, if you get you, not get you, but if you playing this in HDR, just make sure you get your settings right. Again, Game Tech Reviews did a fantastic video about, you know, setting HDR and use some of those settings and then adjust them to your liking. And then the settings, once again, before we get out of here with the 5070 Ti and the 9800X 3D. 4K, ray tracing on, not ray tracing on, it's what I was trying to say. No FPS limit, no VSync, no frame gen, no multi-frame or dynamic resolution with DLSS set to balance and a quality preset. And then, of course, motion blur to your liking. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. And as you can see before we go, 54 frames per second with a low of 35, an average 54, and a max of 73. And again, thank you so much for watching. And come back for the next one. Later.